Hi, my name is Stella and I'll be sharing with you 3 tips on how to get into a headstand today. First, your fingers. Second, your shoulders. And third, your hamstring muscles, which is the back of your thighs. So before we go into the headstand, let us find that sweet spot of balance on the top of our head. So to do this, take a book, make sure that it's not too thick, just the right size, and then just put it on the top of your head. Okay, try to balance it, and then just close your eyes here for a few moments. Try to remember the point of contact between your head and the book, and then open up your eyes and then remove the book from your head. This is what I call the pre-departure pose, and although it might seem very simple and easy, but it's very important for you to find your stability, feel confident and feel comfortable before you take flight into your headstand. Okay, so first start off in the tabletop position, making sure that your knees are underneath your hips and that your wrists are underneath your shoulders. So over here, bring your elbows down onto the mat. Okay, make sure that your elbows are shoulder width apart. You can make sure by grabbing onto your opposite elbows. And then interlace your fingers together. So that brings me to my first tip, which is tuck your lower pinky into your palms. So instead of crossing your pinky fingers on top of each other, bring your lower pinky to the inside of your palms so that you form a flat foundation for your headstand. So with your lower pinky finger tucked into your palms, come back into a pre-departure pose. Okay? And then drop your head down. Remember that sweet spot of balance on the top of your head. Bring that top of your head down onto the mat. Okay? Pushing the back of your head against your fingers. And that brings me to my second tip, which is to draw your shoulders away from your ears. So instead of hunching your shoulders, drawing it away from your ears will really help you in this posture. So with this simple exercise, you can bring awareness to your shoulders so that you practice drawing your shoulders away from your ears. So what you do here is that you can hunch your shoulders up like that deliberately and then press your shoulders away from your ears, drawing it as far away as you can. So you can do it repeatedly 5 or 6 times, as much as you want, so that you can bring your shoulders down in the pre-departure pose. Okay, let's come back to our pre-departure posture. So elbows onto the mat, lower pinky finger tucked under. Okay, so elbows are shoulder width apart. Bring the crown of your head towards the mat, pressing the back of your head against your fingers. Tuck your toes under, lift your knees up, and then slowly start to walk your toes towards your head. So as you're walking your toes towards your head, you want to try to bring your shoulders in one line with your hips. See how I'm trying to bring my shoulders in one line with my hips? And then you might start to feel a bit of resistance here at the back of your thighs. So it's very important that you stretch your hamstrings. Most forward bends will allow you to stretch your hamstrings. So make sure that your hamstrings are nicely stretched and warm before you come into the pose. Okay, so let's get back into our pre-departure posture. Again, elbows onto the mat. Interlacing your fingers together, tucking your lower pinky into your palms, crown of the head onto the mat, okay, and then tuck your toes under, lifting your knees up, and then start to walk your toes towards your head again. So I want to make sure that my shoulders are below my hips. So my hips are above my shoulders, as you can see here. And then when you're comfortable here, start to lift one foot up. So flex that foot so that your whole leg is engaged. Okay, hold here for 5 breaths, and then put it down, and then lift the other foot up. Again, 5 breaths, and then lift it down. Okay, so when you're comfortable and you feel strong enough, lift one foot, and then see if your foot on the mat starts to lift up slightly And then if it does, hug both legs into your chest. Okay, take a couple of moments here first, once you're comfortable, and then start to lift your leg up. Keeping your leg engaged, so you can flex your toes, lifting your whole body up. Okay. And to come out of this posture, slowly bending your knees again, hugging your knees towards your chest, and then slowly lower yourself back onto the mat. Okay. So that's your headstand. So be patient with yourself in a headstand, practice safely, practice often, and more importantly, don't give up.